Folks, one of the points that I strongly emphasize in all my training seminars, especially to the officers who take my class at the annual Ohio Tactical Officers Association Training Conference, is not to let yourself become offended, frustrated, or impatient, because all that does is increase the likelihood that you're going to be the one to say or do something that escalates the situation. Well, now I've got one more incident to add to my notes and videos for the officers who take my class next year, because June 26, 2024, Vermont just settled a lawsuit for $175,000 from an incident back in 2018. What happened was this trooper was convinced that a passing motorist had flicked him off. So the trooper, offended, goes and makes a stop on that driver. The driver becomes really upset when he discovers why he stopped, and he does cuss at the trooper, and now he does flick him the finger. And the trooper arrests him for disorderly conduct and impounds the car. After several hours in jail, he's released and the charges are ultimately dropped. But folks, this whole thing absolutely could have been avoided and de-escalated. Number one, please, if you're a law enforcement officer and you're on patrol, you cannot be the victim in a disorderly conduct charge. At least that was a rule of thumb here in West Michigan, in my department here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Maybe it's different with you guys or wherever you're at. But the bottom line is there was no basis, no actual violation, no basis for the initial stop. And then to become so offended that this driver, folks, when you pull someone over, they're going to be offended. And especially if you give them a citation for speeding or whatever, they're going to be offended. Accept it. Deal with it. Just don't let yourself become so offended, frustrated, and impatient that you end up saying or doing something that escalates the situation. Slow down, assess the situation, and so that you're more apt to respond and react to what's actually happening and not what you think is happening. Because this trooper was so convinced this guy had flicked him off when he drove by that he decided that the thing to do in the course of action was to go let this guy know that, hey, you're not going to get away with doing that with the cops. Well, now the city of Vermont is going to pay out $175,000. Slow down, take a long, slow, deep breath and assess the situation. What's actually happening compared to what you think is happening? And then consider the options of how to react and respond, if any, because the situation could have been de-escalated if the trooper had just let it go and ignored it. We'll see you on the next video.